Right, so this is a part two. This isn't because the camera cut out. That's because I had a software update come up that I'm not interested in. So I do apologise. That wasn't down to me. Again, it's never down to me. I'd rather just do one long video because then you've got flow. So we have people in this country that are trying to build a parallel society. So, which was inspired by the Irish Brotherhood, the IRB, Supreme Council, so there was a proclamation in 1916. So keep rewinding this and write it down, and do a little bit of a Google search, and then look into the history of William James Maguire, or Billy Maguire, who's still alive. He's not got any kids, he's not got any heirs or anything like that, but he took this on. But if you look into how he learned and came to this brotherhood, it is a separate society, a parallel society, and it's held its ground and it's recognised. So we're trying to do that in England and Scotland and Wales, and then maybe connect it all up somehow. But yeah, it was very interesting and very eye-opening, and I look forward to going to the next one because I think this has got a lot of potential. There's a solution and a remedy for everything. It's just sometimes you've got to look a little bit harder, dig a little bit deeper, and think a bit more. And as a result of that, we could develop our own system within the system. And then over time, more and more and more people will join us, because the alternative that they're experiencing is shit and tyrannical. So yeah, the 1916 proclamation by that wasn't by Billy Maguire. If you look at who taught him and who she was married to, it's a really interesting little bit of research for you guys to look into. And yeah, he's not doing very well at the moment. He's getting on a little bit. But yeah, please look into that. Because that can and probably will be adopted in this country at some point. Yeah, I was also thinking about, so again, going back to sort of preppy stuff, this 4 litre crock pot that I've got there. Now, I've got a solar generator, same as Ruth Smith's, and I know for a fact some of you, there are other guys in our little tribe and ladies that have got solar generators. I know they're not cheap, and they are only going to go up in price because of the whole kind of lithium thing and the demand. Yeah, more and more people are becoming preppers. You know, we've heard it being mentioned on so many other YouTube channels now, and my reaction's just been, well, welcome to the party. Where the fuck have you been? Why are you only just suddenly starting to realise that this is a necessity? It's not a quirk. It's not a novelty or a fad. It's something we've been doing for thousands of years. You grow as much as you can, forage as much as you can, kill as much as you can, and then preserve it over winter to see you through winter. Prepping is in our nature. And yeah, funky prepper, you know. I feel sorry for him, because I think his intentions are good, you know, and I know that he has done, you know, he's got skills that are probably better than mine, especially bushcraft, maybe just bushcraft actually. His skills would be probably better than mine, but yeah, I put in a comment ages ago when I got a bit of flack for slating other preppers. You know, I've not got an issue with other preppers selling merch. It's a business. You know, we live allegedly in a capitalist society. So yeah, I mean, selling merch, that just makes you a bit of an entrepreneur, really. Setting up your own business. I get that. It's the suckling on the teat of the beast thing that pisses me off, especially from a prepping channel standpoint, because again, it should be for the people, not the pennies, not the pennies. So monetizing your channel. Anyway, I've gone over all that. I'm not going to go through it all over again. But yeah, he put all of his funky prepper, put all of his eggs into a rotten basket, and now he's paying the price. And a couple of years ago, I was thinking, because I knew that was his main income, I was thinking, you're fucked. Further down the line, you are fucked, because you've got no backup plan. So going back to solar generators, the one that I've got, it's like a 2,000 watt one that can exceed that, but you know, it just puts a bit of strain on it. If I was to try and use my bread maker on that, it wouldn't work, because it's like 3.5 hours of you know, various different processes that your bread maker goes through, and it wouldn't end up making a loaf of bread. However, I can use my solar generator or my petrol generator to run that bread machine, to put it on the dough setting. So I just end up with dough, and then it will just stop. The machine will just stop. Then I take the dough out, separate it into 4 blobs, if you like, just kind of 4 separate lumps of dough, and then put it in there with greaseproof paper, of which I've got a shed load of, and then bake some bread on there, like we did in the old days. I'm telling you, we need to go back to basics. And I was reminded of that profoundly when I went to Luna and I had no electric, and I'd used up nearly all of my data. So I was forced to step away from the rest of the technological world, and YouTube and anything. Step away from all that and just be lit by candlelight, and it was perfect. It was perfect. It's just a case of taking a step back, because where we're headed, one foot in front of the other, isn't good or wholesome or healthy, physically or psychologically. So going back to basics is the only way, you know, and finding herbal remedies and herbal treatments and holistic treatments. That's definitely the way forward. And I do think that that's how we're going to end up. I really do. Watch this space. So yeah, I can finish off my bread in that crock pot there. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I've done, yeah, it's about 40 odd minutes. So I hope I haven't waffled too much, you know. Um, the world is going bonkers, and when you look at all of these, let's just say this is just an example of a group, right? So the people that are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, right? Now, I said before Trump won that the people that were following Kamala were all fucking lunatics. They were. And then when she didn't win and Trump did, all you saw was these absolute lunatics. Right, I'm not going to shag anyone now. That's it. I'm going celibate. I'm going to shave my hair. I'm going to go celibate. And I'm thinking, oh, thank you. Because we don't need anyone with that, with your brain in the global fucking gene pool. You know? We want people that are stabilised. This is a taste of things to come. The more propaganda that's pumped through the terrestrial TV, mainstream media, is just continuing to program people. You know, a lot of people are snapping out of it because of people like us, because we don't subscribe to the bullshit. So that gives them, if they're lucky enough to know us, that gives them an opportunity to get a little bit of balance or just another angle on it, just to get them thinking. But there are going to be a lot of people out there who's, you know, they're just gradually, bit by bit, it might even, you know, who knows, it could have something to do with specific batches of the jabs, you know, that have affected people psychologically. But I do think we're going to see more and more relatively unstable people. And this is an aspect of the end of one empire and the start of a new world, whatever that's going to look like, you know, and we will play a part in that. Because we can go off and do our own thing. Again, the importance of networking, so you don't feel alone. And yeah, that reminds me. So after I've uploaded this part 1 and part 2, I'll upload them both together, not separately. You know, I'm not trying to spread content out so I don't have to do anything tomorrow. I did take a bit of a step back, and I have eased off the pedal a little bit over the last sort of week or so. But yeah, when I've posted part 1 and part 2, I need to make sure that part 1 gets posted first, because it's going to be longer. You don't want part 2 then part 1. And then what I'll do is I'll upload a post in the community section, or I might do a mini video where if anyone from, you know, anywhere else wants to network with someone in their area. I've mentioned this before because I don't think it's a bad idea. I know that there were a few people that raised concerns like, you know, you've got to be careful who you meet in and stuff like that. I'll help you vet these people, you know, and just don't meet them anywhere down a dark alleyway, you know, just meet up with them, you know, and just don't exchange any personal information other than email. Just continue to communicate through email. It's the safest bet for your safety, because you don't know who you're going to be meeting. You know, we could have some we could have infiltrators in our little tribe. I think it's unlikely, but it's possible. So right, so I'm going to upload this one. upload the first one, upload this one, and then I'll do a little mini video after that asking people if they're interested in networking with people in their area, and I'll be your sort of middleman, your conduit, if you like, your go-between. And there's no one has to do this. No one has to take part. You know, I'm not interested in likes or comments or anything like that. I'm about bringing people together because it's important. So on that note, I'm going to throw another log on the fire, sit down and just chill out and enjoy my vodka. So yeah. If I don't, I'll be doing a short video again after this for that purpose previously mentioned. Other than that, much love, have a great weekend, and ciao for now.